Here is another triangle problem. If you can see, they give us side A is 7, side C is 5, and angle C is 20 degrees. So this is an angle side, what I call matching, which means I'm going to use the law of sines. And it's possible that there can be no triangle, one triangle, or two triangles. And you can see in the answers, it accounts for all of those. So I'm going to write down this information and we will dive into this and see what happens. So side A is 7, side C is 5, make it like a capital C. Angle C is 20 degrees. So this is angle side matching. What do I need to find? I need to find angle A, angle B, and side B. Just use law of sines between A and C. So the sine of A over A equals the sine of C over side C. I plug in what I know. Sine of A over side A is 7. Sine of C over side C is, oops, I know C is 20 degrees. So the sine of 20 degrees over 5. So if I cross multiply, actually don't cross multiply, just multiply both sides by 7. And I get sine A equals 7 over 5 times the sine. So once again, get my calculator, make sure it's in degree mode. 20, the sine times 7 divided by 5. 0.4788. Let's keep 4 digits. 0.4788. That's what the sine of A equals. If I want to actually figure out A, take the inverse sine of both sides. Now the inverse sine of this, if I go back, it's still in my calculator. So I go to inverse sine. Now they said they want 2 decimal places, so it looks like 28.608. So it should be 28.61. So now we're on our way to figuring out the first triangle. Since I know angle A and I know angle C, I can figure out angle B. So A is 28.61. I don't know angle B, but I know angle C is 20. So it's like 48.61. So 180 minus I use my calculator for this since I don't want to do this in my head and mess up. 180 minus 148.61. 31.39. Sorry. Oh. All right, hang on. Oh. 28.61 plus 20 is 48. So this is actually going to be 131.39. Sorry about that. So far, I've determined angle A is 28.61. Determined angle B is now to find side B, I'm just going to use law of sines. Let's do it between B and C. So the sine of B over side B over the sine of C over side C. So sine of angle B, I know angle B is 131.39 over B. The sine of angle C is the sine of 20 degrees over angle C, or side C. So now if we cross multiply, B times the sine of 20 degrees equals 5 times the sine of 131.39 degrees. If I solve for B, 5 times the sine of 131.39 degrees over the sine of 20 degrees. Got my calculator. 131.39, the sine, divided by the sine of 20 times 5. Looks like 10.967, which is 10.97. So this is the first triangle. There may be a second triangle. And the only way we're going to know is to go through the steps to check. So once again, here are the steps to check. For the first triangle, the very first thing we did was determine this was angle A. If there is a second triangle, then the new angle A is going to be 180 minus the original angle A. So 180 degrees minus 28.61 degrees. So if I grab my calculator, 180 minus 28.61, 151.39. So that's the new. Let's go up in here. If there is a second triangle, the original A, C, and C are going to be the same. These three will change. So second triangle, I'm saying if there's a second triangle, the new A is going to be 151.39. I put this little tick mark at the top to indicate it's the second triangle. Now, for the second triangle, I know angle C, I know angle A, I can find angle B. So 180 degrees equals, so in this case, it's going to be the new angle A plus the new angle B plus C. C is the same for both. So the new angle A is 151.39 degrees. I'm trying to figure out the new angle B, and angle C for both is 20 degrees. So angle B looks like it's going to be 180 degrees minus, if I add these together, this is 171.39. So now subtract it. I'll do this on my calculator. 180 minus 171.8.61. So lo and behold, this is a point at which, since this angle here is a positive angle, this is when I know I have a second triangle. Here are the two angles. Now for the second triangle, I need to find the new side B. So I just use law of sines. I'll use law of sines between B and the original C. See if I can squeeze it in down here. So sine of B, I'll even put the tick mark so we know it's the second triangle we're working on, is sine of C over C. The new angle B is 8.61. We're trying to find the new side B. Angle C is 20. Side C is 5. Just because of room, let me take a chance and skip a step and say this should be 5 times the sine of 8.61 degrees over grab my calculator, 8.61 the sine divided by 20 the sine times 5. Looks like 2.188, which should be 2.19. So here's a case where there is two triangles. Here are the dimensions for the second triangle. You notice in the question, so here they say with the triangle with the smaller angle A, so you give the smaller angle A first, then the larger angle A. All right, a lot of work, but just keep track of things and you're careful to complete these kinds of problems.